This game took over my life a few months ago. Holocure is a game where you start off weak. You get a weapon that fires slowly, while your screen is flooded with enemies that thirst for your juicy Vtuber flesh. And as you kill more and more of your fans, you become stronger through more weapons and upgrades for those weapons. It really shouldn't be this fun, but my years of gaming have taught me that in order to obtain that sweet dopamine, I need to be put at a disadvantage. I need to be weaker than my opponent. In summary,
the heavens do not fear me because I am a god. They fear me because I am a man. I am not your enemy! I am the enemy! I stand this day, a man against all gods!
So yeah, Holocure captures that feeling perfectly, and it's completely free. People wanna donate to the developer, but he doesn't even let us. Some companies could learn a thing or two from this game. I think that's a good enough introduction, so how do you beat this game? Well, in my opinion, in order to beat it, you need to beat the hardest stages in the game. So, which one are those? The first character that I'll be using in this video is the Tokoyami Towa. I chose her because for her neutral special she has a machine gun. Also an AK-47 as a normal weapon. I went for a special cooldown reduction build since I figured if gun is good, why not more gun? And made my opponents eat lead. Speaking of my opponents, since this is an island, our dear Towa will be facing sea creatures like axolotls and pirates with occasional pirate ship cannonballs. At minute 20, each stage has a final boss. For Fantasy Island we have the mighty Pekodam, which is a robot based on one of Towa's colleagues, Usada Pekora, which will make an appearance in this video. Gunning down Peko with our AK-47 unlocks a new item and allows us to play hard mode, which has harder and aesthetically different variants of the original 4 stages. Before fighting the actual hardest stage, I'll first tackle the new night stage that we unlocked, thanks to defeating Peko. Since we unlocked this stage by defeating Pekodam, it's only fitting to play Pekora in it. Usada is a rabbit, so of course that means that she's lucky. Rabbit's foot and all. So naturally her ability is gambling. Peko keeps on rolling a slot machine during the game, as a passive and as an active. The passive gives her increased crit and drops, also increases the chance of a jackpot via crit. Meanwhile, the active deals damage to enemies on the screen and deletes all non-boss enemies if you hit that sweet jackpot. Finally, her weapon is a bazooka that can shoot bigger rockets depending on luck. Naturally, I went for a full crate build so I can hit all those juicy jackpots and loot drops. Since this stage is a forest, we've moved on from our pirates and axolotls to bread dogs, walking clocks, bears, and alligators. I guess there are also some tree enemies, but those are way too thematic to actually cover. As for our final boss, introducing Halloween Bay, which is the VR chat avatar of Pekko's colleague, Hako, which I'll unfortunately not be playing in this video, sad. While Pekkodam used aerial attacks, Bay jumps around the screen and fills the screen with bullets, spawned from her landing position. Thanks to my items, I can easily tank them, but it is advised to use your dodge active to dodge them, so you can easily survive the bullet hell and defeat Bay with minimal effort. Now, with Bay defeated, we can finally show the hardest stage in the game, but who will join us in it? Find out after our title card. For this stage, I wanted to try Tsunomaki. Watame has 3 passives that synergize with each other. One of them heals herself every 15 seconds and grants her movement speed. Another one shares the healing with nearby enemies and makes it so if the healing is higher than their HP, they die. And her final one makes it so when an enemy heals, it takes damage based on the healing. This is one of my favorite concepts in this game, and probably in games as a whole. Naturally, I went for a full healing build, with one item just straight up doubling my healing. So how did Watame do? Yep, she didn't do very well. I had a run where I almost won with her, but I can't find the footage, so oops. The big problem is that compared to the last 2 stages, the enemies here matter a lot more. Specifically these 2. The normal penguin is so strong not because he does a lot of damage, but because he moves faster than most base characters in the game. Watame has the highest movement speed in the game at 1.5, but she still needs her movement speed passive to activate or for me to get an MS item for when the penguins scale later in the level and become faster than me. The other penguin has a bomb. For most characters, you are supposed to kill it before it reaches you. Since Watame doesn't kill and instead heals until the healing is more than the health, she just dies to a bomb unless you have Budget's Death Dance. Even with other characters, the bomb penguins have so much HP that it's pretty hard to kill them before they reach you, and tanking it is usually not a good idea. The final thing that makes this stage hard is the lighting, and I don't mean that in luminosity levels. I mean that Zeus smites you every couple of seconds, and unless you have your dodge or movement speed item, you most likely die to it, since he strikes faster than you can move later in the level. I genuinely love this level because of this. It rewards skillful play and skillful item drafting more than others, and I love that. It really is fitting for a final level. For those that don't play Holocure, there is a setting in your shop that allows you to increase enemy spawns and health to make levels harder, and I've had it turned up onto the max for this entire video. So if results don't line up with yours, if you wanna try this level the way that I'm playing it, you need to turn it up to the max. After losing with Watame a lot, I decided to try the other girlies that won the previous levels since maybe they could do it. Thanks to losing with everybody, I was forced to resort to my last option, introducing Kiryu Koko. In my opinion, she's the most busted character in this game. It all comes from one of her passives. GMMF allows her to use Asakoko items without any penalties from them and get lifesteal. This matters because of 2 things. 1. The weapon Dragonfire allows the basically infinite sustain, and 2. Injection type Asakoko, which makes her delete everything without dying due to the usual HP loss penalty. Now, she may be busted, but you still need to play her correctly to win. Here's what I suggest. 1. Take the dodge active so you can dodge lightning bolts. 2. Focus on finding and upgrading Wand and Asakoko plug since you need Dragonfire in order to stabilize. 3. Reroll for Budget's Death Dance after you get Dragonfire, so you can survive light MPS and future Pengu bombs. This map is very unique, since it also has a math boss. So I recommend studying up on basic addition, subtraction, multiplication and division before playing it, since if you get a question wrong, you take enough damage to die. Fortunately though, with this build you can tank the damage thanks to Death Dance and heal back up with Dragonfire. Still, I would not recommend it. As for the final boss, it's a gorilla that shoots bananas. Original, I know. It surprisingly has a lot of depth, but Coco is so busted that it just doesn't matter. So yeah, this was Holocure, a free addictive game created by a huge Vtuber fan that doesn't even accept donations. You can download it now on Steam, and while at it you can wishlist Hades after checking out my other video. I am not to be blamed for any Holocure addiction after the consumption of this video.